Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about the Polyhedral Elite. So, why are the Polyhedral Elite able to save the world? So, I posit that Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters are the most important people in the world because they're the only people who can fix the world right now, bring powerful, beneficial change to all humans. Okay, so why is that the case? Well, February 7th, 1974, that was day one Dungeons and Dragons. And I believe that the proof of that is sitting in the new 50 years of the 1970 to 1978 historical book that came out in 2024. I believe it presents evidence that February 7th, 1974 was day one of Dungeons and Dragons. On that day, Gary Gygax built the most powerful system in the world to actually create the most powerful secular system in the world to actually achieve diversity. Now, that's no small thing. There are companies right now that are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on DEI programs to build DEI and then often failing, right? Not getting the number of gender, the number of preference, the number of race, the number of, XYZ diversity that they're looking for. But Dungeons and Dragons is truly diverse. And it is now, it's 100% diverse on these checkboxes, right? And actually, in this case, it's not a checkbox. It's a very real, on these DEI goals, right? Racially, it's 100%, very much diverse. Gender, it's diverse. There have been we've reached numbers as high as 40% female participation in Dungeons and Dragons. Preference, there's LGBTQ and there's hetero, right? And racially, absolutely, we have people Asian, Black, Caucasian, across the Latino, across the board, right? Like, we have huge diversity. Do we have diversity in class? We do not have diversity in class in Dungeon Masters, but we do have diversity in class in Dragon Masters. And the reason why is many Dragon Masters, Dungeons and Dragons players, are invited and say, hey, you want to give this a try? You don't need anything. You don't have to buy the book. You don't have to buy the dice. You don't have to buy the pencils. And actually, many people come in through that path, through the poor path, even if they're not poor, right? Like, because Dungeon Masters are always trying to lower the bar to it's very difficult to play Dungeons and Dragons, right? But there are some Dungeon Masters who say, I will take on the entire burden of you playing. I will supply your paper and your pencil, and you don't need to read the book. I will shift the rules of the game so that your ignorance does not stop you from playing Dungeons and Dragons. You can play Dungeons and Dragons completely ignorant of the rules, right? A good Dungeon Master knows how to do this. So it's very powerful. It's very and so we have DEI that are, naturally for free from Gary's legacy and Gary's work. Well, that is Gary's legacy, the work he did in 1974. Today, we've achieved DEI goals that other companies can't achieve, spending $250 million, $500 million. That's astounding. That is truly astounding. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.